Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to a special Friday night live stream. Doing almost back-to-back live streams today because I was enjoying this game so much, and unfortunately I had to wrap it up early last time because I had issues with my camera. So I wanted to make it up to you guys by doing another live stream this week. So welcome back. For those of you who caught it last time, if not, of course it will be in my playlist for my live streams, but this is Paranormasight, The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. It is a really cool mystery visual novel. I really like what they do with it because I have to try and revive a girl that I've only known for a month. So my dude is in deep, simping big time for this girl, and he's willing to kill other people for it. And the cool thing is I have, I believe what it's called, like a curse stone, and I need to find other people with curse stones and try and get to them before they get to me. So I've got one person already. So we're going to continue on. Hopefully I remember where we last left off. So let's get right back into this. Oh no, wait a minute. It says start game, not continue. Okay, because last time I was afraid that there was going to be an issue with the save. I should have checked that before I start. Thankfully there's no issue. Okay, so that's right. We left off with this dude, Richter Kai, who's a detective. So we don't know what this dude is, or who this dude is. He seems a little sus. But yes, we start off kind of like going around trying to get to the other people. I'm just going to really quick, we're just going to kind of get ourselves reacquainted with this stuff. So we've got the 7 mysteries. So mine is the Whispering Canal. I think the one that we were going to investigate was this one, the Beckoning Light, I believe. There was like a weird person just chilling in the last area where I checked. So each mystery is going to have, I think, like a tip or a hint about how to figure out what the other person's curse is. So my curse is that I can only kill people when they walk away from me, and then I can kill them. So we have to figure out what the other people's are. So we're going to go ahead back to where we last left off, which was this place, the South Waragesue Street. I believe that is where we found... Yes, there's this creepy as hell dude. And I'm wondering, whatever it is still here, let's take a look. So we've got the lighter. So I'm wondering if the lighter has anything to do with it, because it's a whole thing about a light, right? It's a light. So I'm going to risk dying right now, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to investigate this thing. A curse echo, that's what it's called. Is this curse echo what's causing the darkness? It doesn't seem hostile. It's trying to tell me to come closer. What should I do? Alright, we're going to go ahead and get closer. Every part of me is screaming not to do this. This is a bad idea, but we're going to... I mean, if I die, it autosaves. It's all good. We can just restart. Nothing's going to happen if I sit and wait. Let's check it out. That is creepy as fuck. He's just like got his head just floating. Hopefully everybody, in the meantime, hopefully everybody's doing well today. Uh-oh. Darn it, now what? I was just afraid I just died immediately. Okay. This isn't a curse doing this. Somebody is pulling me in. That hurt. It looks like I'm inside a building. Did it toss me in here? I can't see squat. Is this the same darkness from the curse echo? Hey, I've got my lighter. We'll do the think first. Is this darkness because of a curse echo? Are they trying to trap me? I guess I should be glad they haven't killed me yet. If I don't start searching for a way out, I can't see a thing. If only I had a source of light. That's right. I still have the lighter I picked up earlier. Perfect. It works. Now I can make out my surroundings a little bit better. Oh boy, this is prime for a jump scare. Please, please game. Be kind to me. Please be nice. What the? Something. Drat, he's got a light that ruins everything. Oh. Oh, I wonder if this was a guy with a curse stone, or if this was just somebody waiting to ambush me. I'm guessing so, considering the disembodied head spirit. Is someone there? Are you a curse bearer? Oh, it is. It is. I said because of the light, right? It was a whole thing about, like, because I had a light, that was probably it. It has to do with darkness. So if I have a light, it's like I negate theirs. It's over. Time to get out of here. I can use the curse. Let's go. All right. Gah, what the? Why? Okay, so last time I killed a person who didn't have a curse stone, and I only got like 1%. So hopefully, because this person had a curse stone, I'll get more power. We'll see. That was a close one. I didn't catch a glimpse of the curse bearer, but it seems like I'm all right. Hey, 30%. Heck yes, went from 1 to 30%. So I'll wrap this up quickly in that case. If each one gives me that much, his curse must have had something to do with light and dark. My guess would be the ever-burning lantern. So there's a connection between the 7 mysteries and the way their curses work. That's what I thought. Okay, perfect. So that's 1 down. All right. So anyway, like I was saying, hopefully everybody's doing well today. Revealing Storm says the weather is amazing. It is beautiful where I am. It's wild. This time last week, we were going through an ice storm. Literally, the power went out for a lot of people where I live. Where I live in the surrounding area in Canada, it was wild. Like, we had a legit ice storm. And now, like yesterday, it was almost 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know what's going on. The weather is just all over the place. Today was perfect. It was like 23 degrees Celsius, sunny, beautiful. I'm wearing a spring dress. It feels like spring again. I'm so happy. And what did I spend most of my time doing? Inside recording. Go figure. But I did get out a little bit. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and move on. Maybe we'll head back over to the bridge. Okay, I've had a look around the area. I should head somewhere else. Where to next? Okay. First, around Midoricho Park at the end of South Waragesue Street is the Taiko of Sugaru. Okay, let's get ourselves reacquainted with that one. Taiko of Sugaru. Daimyo from Hirosaki Domain who built a residence in Midoricho on a large piece of land. On this estate was an almost 8-meter tall tower that served as a lookout for fires. Only a designated firefighter was allowed to use the large drum that resided atop the tower. Maybe I'll get to use... Ooh, just bumped my desk. Maybe I'll get to use my lighter again to set a fire or something. While most towers used wooden blocks to sound the fire alarm, for some reason this resident was permitted to use drums. The resident and its special privileges led to much speculation and gossip amongst the townfolk. Okay, so maybe something to do with fire, maybe something to do with a drum. North of that is a school called Komagata High School at the location of the Fool's Procession. Should be around here. I was hoping we'd get to go back to talk to the detective, but I guess not. Okay, so the other one, the Fool's Procession. While walking around his estate, he heard the sound of music, much like that of a Kagura performance. He commanded his people to find the source, but no matter how much they searched, the music would fade when one neared the canal. The source of the sound was never located. Must have been... Okay, so this one has to do with music. All right. Which one should we go to first? Let's go to the park. Oh, hello. Who are you? This is Midoricho Park, location of the Taiko of Sugaru, one of the 7 mysteries. Someone's there. 2 men, one middle-aged and the other a young adult talking to each other. There's a good chance one of them could be a curse bearer. I'll go to try and scope things out without being spotted. To pick up their conversation from the distance, I'll have to focus in and watch them for a while. If it looks like I'll be spotted, I'll quickly... Oh no, stealth! I'm no good at stealth. I'll quickly hide behind a tree to move out of the line of sight. Okay. Huh, they were supposed to be around here, but I don't see anyone. Okay, that's how I move. I don't see anybody, boss. No need to get ahead of ourselves. I'll bet we see something before the night is done. Maybe you're right, but still, the 7 mysteries. Okay, so they know about the 7 mysteries. Huh? Was there a noise? Oh, am I hidden? I can't tell. Never mind, just my imagination. Okay. This is cool. Once again, playing with the field of depth of this game. I like what they do with the environment. Sorry, something's bugging me. I'm gonna have a check. Uh-oh. Hide. I mean, this doesn't look like a very big tree. I was like, I'm surprised I'm able to hide behind it. Huh, nothing. I guess this place is keeping me on edge. Oh, fuck! Oh, they got me! Oh, that got me. That got me. Here I was worried about jump scares from like ghosts and stuff, but that's the one that got me. Jeez. Give me a heart attack. Oh no, did I pop out too soon? Sorry, sir, would you mind if we asked you a few questions? Oh, they found me. Uh-oh, game over? Did I fuck up? Oh no. Oh, you two are police officers. Ha, people often say we don't look it. Sorry if we startled you. Yeah, you fucking did, man. That got me. I'm sure there's no problem, but we'll have to ask you some questions as procedure. I'm Jun Ario. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department Investigative Division. Newbie detective. And this old guy with the scowling mug is Chief Inspector Tetsuo Tsutsumi, my superior officer. You wouldn't guess that from that frown, but he actually has quite the sweet tooth. Ario, quit blabbering. Please let it zoom in on him, be like, sweet tooth. Or veteran detective. Okay. Alright, persons of interest. The gruff police detective that Shogo Okie met at Midoricho Park. The fresh-faced police detective. Okay. Alright. Oh, they're detectives. They're not investigating the corpse that was here, are they? No, I'm still fine. It's not like a curse could show up as evidence in a police investigation. I can hardly believe how calm I am. I just need to keep a cool head and not panic. Yeah, my dude is like, I've been saying this, he's been very lax and just chill with the fact that he's murdered a couple of people and all the stuff that's going on with him. So I guess we should talk to him. I always imagine detectives as blunt and aggressive, but I guess there are pleasant ones too. And then there's this dude, not quite so pleasant. He's as intimidating as I expect a veteran cop to be. Are they going to be doing like a good cop, bad cop routine? First that private detective, now police detectives. Why today of all days? What's with the boop 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 pursed lips? It's hard to take them seriously. Now first, can you show me some ID with your name, address, and occupation? I'll be okay. I'm better off just going along with it. Oh, it's too bad I couldn't have their choice be like, no, I refuse. Wow, you work for Hihaku Soaps. I hear they've been raking it in lately. Is that true? I don't know much about that. I'm just a recent hire. People are loving that new hair product you have. I use it all the time myself. Thank you for your patronage. Ario, you use hair products? Get with the times, boss. Guys nowadays all use those things. Isn't that right, Mr. Okie? Yeah, sure. We even make men's cosmetics now. That's so. What a time we live in. Sorry, boss is the kind of caveman who thinks using only a bar of soap for all his washing makes him cool or something. I don't think that. I just don't care enough to use anything else. Actually, we do have all-in-one soaps for just that purpose. There are plenty of people like you. Man, look at my dude. He's a good employee. Here he's, like, giving them a sales pitch. Ha! Hear that, Ario? That's what I'm talking about. You should put out more of those. Aren't you riled up? What? These... I don't know what to think of these guys. Are they just, like... I don't know. Are they just trying to, like, be nice to let my guard down? I'll leave the questions up to him. I've got nothing to ask. Anyway, Mr. Okie, what is it that you're doing here? Actually, I'm searching for the 7 mysteries. Have you heard of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, detective? Yeah, I've heard of them. We were just talking about them a minute ago. A girl I know is into them. That's how I got interested. I see. I seem to remember even Midoricho Park had one of the mysteries associated with it. What was it again? Midoricho Park. They just talked about this. I like that it makes me have to kind of go and like look for this information. Midoricho. That was the Taiko one, I think, right? Yeah. The Taiko of Tsugaru. Ah, that's right. The Taiko of Tsugaru. This whole area used to be the residence of the Tsugaru, a clan of samurai. Thank God for letting them let me go and look at the information. So that's why you were hanging around in the middle of the night. Did discover anything interesting? No, nothing. Though I admit I haven't really been looking into these things too hard. Right. I think I understand your situation. Thanks for your answers. Now, it's quite late, so you'd best be heading home. I'll leave the questions. Okay. Can I ask for any? What is with the pursed lips? Something wrong? You're free to go. What happens if I stay? Are they gonna get suspicious if I, like, just hang around? Excuse me. Since you detectives are around, does that mean something happened around here? Well, we are investigators, so it is indeed related to a case. But don't worry, there's no threat to civilians whatsoever. We'll be here a while longer looking into things, but you can rest easy. A while longer, huh? That's not good. This may be my only chance. Am I just gonna kill these people? Especially if they're probably not curse bearers? Like, what if my dude just gets to the point where he's like, I'll just kill everybody, even if it only gives me 1%, like, power. Well, I'll be going now. Take care. I guess... Okay, I guess that's it. So... I have to go here, then. Here I am at Komagata High School. Man, that's... Oof, it's all creepy at night. Something about a school. A school at night is extra creepy. Let's see here. Ah, somebody's there. Huh? Whoa, what the? Ouch. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But did you just climb over the school gate? Oh, is she gonna be a curse stone person? Bearer? The large gymnasium looms silently over the grounds. It's even more imposing in the dark. Like, what is she doing out here at, like, what, 2 in the morning? The school is supposedly on the former site of a daimyo's residence where he encountered the Fool's Procession. It's now the center of a quiet residential area. Alright, Komagata High School. Oh boy, okay. Do I need to know all this? Maybe. This may be pertinent to what might happen later, so maybe I should just give it a good glance. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. School strives to insult students with the 3 S's of Sumida. Sound moral, social responsibility, and strength of spirit, but success has been limited. Plagued by delinquency, it has been forced to turn in temporary employees, or turn to compensate for its high staff turnover, and its sports club faces challenges with its inner city location and small campus. Its traditional culture research club is thriving, even issuing regular bulletins in collaboration with the local records office. Okay. Alright, I guess we should talk to this chick. A girl in a school uniform came climbing over the front gate. She must be a student here. That thing she's hiding in her hand. Oh! Oh, I'm gonna have to kill this girl. I'm gonna have to kill this girl. No doubt about it. That's a curse stone. This girl is a curse bearer. Creepy doll. I mean, they're all creepy, but... Alright, so, once again, let's check it out. That one was related to fire and drums, if I'm not mistaken. Right? No, that is the one. The Fool's Procession is the one with the music. Okay. Okay. What's going on? Why are you at school this late? Well, I'm really sorry. I'm in a big hurry right now, so I gotta go. Oh, that's easy? I feel so terrible, but, maybe she doesn't want to kill people. Okay, huh? A curse. Why? Like, she didn't even try. It can't be. Ugh, Mio, I'm sorry. I'm guessing Mio is probably the person she wanted to bring back. Because I'm assuming that all of these people want to bring somebody back, and that's why they got chosen. Poor girl. I feel bad for her. She's just a young girl. Oh, shoot, wait. Oh, that only got me 6? Huh, that's weird. The other one... So, I would assume that all of them would have, like, the same amount of soul dregs I could get, but nope. The other one was, like, 29%, because I had, like, 1% before. This one only gave me 6%, so it varies. I guess if I was to get almost 30%, I wouldn't have to kill that many people. It wouldn't work. I killed her. Oh, yes! I thought maybe he felt bad, but no, apparently not. He's very happy about this. I got a curse bearer. This is working. I just have to keep it up. Guys, I just want to reiterate. He's doing this for a girl he met a month ago. How many more do I need? 1? 2? Like, my own family, my husband, I don't even know if they would be willing to kill people to revive me. This dude, I mean, he's a real one. I guess he's very loyal, or he's just simping real hard for this girl, that he's willing to do this. All right, on to the next one. Okay. First, the one-sided reed by Ryogoku Bridge. Then the evergreen beach at the former Yasuda Gardens along the Sumida River. Okay, evergreen beach and the one-sided reeds. Finally, Sumida River. Okay, let's do... This one's closer. Let's look it over. Let's look it over first. So this is the... This is going to be the evergreen beach. So this is related to a tree. A beautiful beech tree stood in the garden of Lord Shinden's residence. It was so impressive the house became known among the people as the beech residence. Somehow, no one had ever seen a single leaf fall from the tree. As rumors spread of the eternally green tree, it eventually became known as the evergreen beech. However, this particular species of tree was actually an evergreen, so the lack of fallen leaves was nothing out of the ordinary. This has led people to say that the strangest part of this legend is the fact it even became a legend at all. This one seems very low stakes, but okay, so it's a tree that is always green. This will probably be the nicest place that we visit. There was some kind of incident here recently, so the entrance was closed off, but it was easy enough to sneak in, since there are no guards at this time of night. However, it feels weird being in this magnificent garden after hours. There's not a visitor or groundskeeper in sight. The Ryogoku Public Hall is on the grounds. Its eye-catching structure makes this place feel even more otherworldly. Alright, Yasuda Gardens, a lush green park administered by Sumida City as it is common in traditional Japanese gardens. Its large central pond is shaped like the character for heart. The paths that crisscross its grounds lined with stone lanterns are perfect for strolling while appreciating the foliage or birdwatching. The gardens once pulled in water from the Sumida River so that its pond would ebb and flow with the tide, a novelty in Edo, which had begun filling in the bay to support its expansion, but the practice has been discontinued in modern times. I would love to go to like a traditional Japanese garden. They look so beautiful. I know that there are some cities like, hi, just out of the fucking corner of my eye. I'm going to keep on with my conversation and pretend she's not there. I know that there are some cities in like North America. I believe Washington has one. There's a couple of other places that have like Japanese gardens. Nowhere close to me, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna approach her from the other side. Where are you? Hi. Hello. So have you decided what you're going to... I love the fact that I was like scrolling slowly, so I like knew she was there. If I had gone quickly, she would have scared me even more. Have you decided what you're going to do with your curse stone? Oh, so precious. Say it. Say it. There you go. Curse stone. Yeah, as soon as I snuck into the gardens, a woman inside called out from behind me. Oh god, Jesus. I've been waiting for you. I have a curse stone. So she's just... Okay, there's got to be a reason why she's just telling me this. Her sudden proclamation had me at a loss for words, so the woman continued. I have you in a position where I can use my curse on you whenever I please. Ooh. If you hand over your curse stone, I will at least spare your life. In that moment, all I could squeeze out in reply was, let me think about it. Okay, so she says she's in a position where she could use it at any time. Which brings us to now. Alright. Okay, let's think about this. Damn it, did I expose myself somehow? She said she could use her curse on me any time. So I guess I've already fulfilled its conditions. It could be a bluff, but since she seems to have information on me, it's probably true. I can't hand over my curse stone. I need to figure out how her curse is activated and find a way out of here. For now, maybe I can get some information by talking about something that would catch her interest. Okay, let's give her a look over. And let's see. A woman in her 30s. She has a refined air about her, like she was brought up in a family of high social standing. But I also sense a shadow hanging over her. I wonder if it has to do with this place. Okay, that didn't give me much, unfortunately. So, let's talk with her and hopefully maybe we can get out some information. Don't tell me you still haven't made up your mind. Such an indecisive man. Wait, I might hand over my curse stone depending on certain things. Will you hear me out for a moment? Sure, go on. Okay, let's ask about the curse stones. If you take my curse stone, what are you going to do with it? With your curse stone? It's brimming with soul dregs, isn't it? It's already killed so many, no? So she also knows how many? She can sense how many people? Or is she bluffing again? How does she know so much? I'd like to avoid such crude methods myself. So she's like, I'm just going to steal 7. What do you mean by 7? 7 what? Like you've killed 7 people? She thinks I've killed 7 people? 7% is her soul drive. I'm gonna save just in case. Just in case I F this up. Okay, let's talk with her a little bit more. The Rite of Resurrection. You want soul dregs, that means you're after the Rite of Resurrection too. Not that I'm trying to compare our circumstances, but can I ask what led you to this? Oh, creepy. Oh my. Do you mean that if my situation is more dire than yours, you'd give your curse stone to me? Sure, I'd consider it, so tell me. Probably more tragic. Oh, liar. Probably more tragic than, you know. Then again, everybody so far, with me, it's a girl who's I've known for a month. With the girl who wanted to use it in the first place, I think her name was Yoko. She wanted to revive her dog, which, you know, I get it. I do get it. Huh? You wouldn't hang your fate on something as superficial as that. Nor would I. Alright, she's intention... Oh, shit. Oh, she's saying, like, you've got 6, 7... She's counting down. So if I don't figure this out, if I don't figure out how to kill her in 6 moves, I'm dead. This is creepy as fuck. I love this, though. Introduce yourself. If we're going to talk, we should get to know each other better. My name... Stop. Huh? Let's not do that, alright? If I know your name, I might start to feel sorry for you. And have a harder time killing you. You would, don't you think? 5. Oh, I love this. It's so tense. It's so tense. What condition have I fulfilled since the moment I stepped foot in here? Something I'm still doing even now. Think, what could it be? Maybe something I have on me? If I suddenly strip naked on the spot, I might be able to avoid her curse. No, that would take too long. She'd probably kill me before I even got my shirt off. Plus, I'd look like a creep. The other possibility is the condition has to do with the location we're in. If being here is what activates the curse of the Evergreen Beach, then I'll continue to meet that condition as long as I'm here. In which case there's no escape. She'd activate her curse before I ever got away from the gardens. I'm sure I'd recognize it after setting it off, but it's not like I'd get to do things over. Or could I? I mean, literally all I have on me is the curse stone and the lighter. Shit. This is cool, though. I like what they do with this game. Each one is like a different... I mean, except for that poor girl, the high school girl, who just immediately let me kill her. Maybe if I speak to her a certain amount of times... Maybe if I don't know, like, is she counting down to give me a heads up about what's about to happen? I'm just looking around, I'm like, It's the countdown only seems to happen once I talk with her. Maybe she's, like, telling me... She's giving me a hint. I don't know why she would give me a hint. Let's think about it. So if I can't figure out her curse, I have to set off my own. I don't see how I could make her leave. Not while she has the upper hand. All I can think of is to make her use her curse. Damn. But there's no way I could counterattack after she curses me. Maybe I'll pull out the curse stone? I don't know. The curse stone of the Whispering Canal. Okay. Wait, did it say it's currently 67% full? Hold up. I thought it was... Oh, okay, so each... Oh, I see. So, before when it said... Okay, I thought I'd only gotten from 30% to 37%. Okay. Oh, never mind. So I'm almost... I only have to kill, like, a couple more people, and then I'm good. Okay, cool. I had that mixed up. I thought that the last girl only got me, like, a small percentage, but she got me another 37%. Ah, okay. Maybe I'll just put the lighter in her face, be like, nah, distraction. Okay, I don't think I have anything else I can do but talk to her. Will I just be repeating myself? I mean, if anything, I'll run down the counter and maybe from that I can figure out what her curse is. Maybe she can give me some more information. Can you take soul dregs from other curse bearer stones and add to them your own? Who knows? But... you have to admit, it's worth trying. So basically, you want soul dregs, but you steal the ones others have gathered because you don't want to get your hands dirty. You're half right, but half wrong, too. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I just want to end this with as little trouble as possible. Understand? I mean, I think she's a little bit better than he is, considering that my dude seems to delight in murdering people for... Ah! This is so stressful! If you guys can, try not to tell me. I want to figure this out on my own, unless I really get stumped. My son. Oh. She wants to bring back her son. Yeah, I think her son definitely... At that case, I'd be like, yeah, I will definitely give my thing to you, assuming she's telling the truth. Your son is definitely more important than a girl I just met. I would be like, what am I doing? Why am I killing these people? For what? He'd be in 6th grade now. If he were still alive. When I'm one of the big kids, I'll help look after the 1st and 2nd graders, he'd said. He always had a strong sense of justice and responsibility. He wouldn't stand by when he saw other kids being bullied. He'd defend them, even if he was no match for the bully himself. He'd often come home in tears, but only because he was sad he wasn't strong enough to save others. He wanted to be a policeman when he grew up. Okay, I get it. I've heard enough. Oh, that enough for you? Yeah, hearing such a sad story just makes me all the more sorry I haven't changed my mind. Damn! Here I was thinking this dude might have a moment of being like, what am I doing? She deserves it way more than me, and he's just like, nope. Nope. So even after what I told you? 3. Alright, let's think. Okay. Alright, let's look back at the beach one. I just don't know. No one has ever seen a single leaf fall from the tree. This particular species, so it's just a thing about leaves. No, the leaves don't fall. I don't know how that relates, unfortunately. I've already looked over the surroundings. Trying to see maybe if I can find the specific tree, but it just says surroundings. Right? Am I missing something here? Okay. I'm gonna wind it down. I'm just curious about, like, what happens. Well, what if you just tell me your name? Why? Because what I can do is maybe just try and get as much information out of her as possible, die, load up my save file, and try again. I need to call you something. Then call me ma'am. Huh? Oh, alright, ma'am. She's smart. She's not giving too much information. Yes? What is it? This is bad. She's completely running the show here. 2. Girl looks like she could use some coffee. I don't think I'm going to have any new information. Alright, let's ask again about... Oh, I'll save first and then ask about the curse stone. This one's got me stumped, not gonna lie. The last one was so easy. The last couple have been so easy. How do you know you haven't already set off my curse? That's a bad bluff, dude. Go on then. Use it. If you had, you could have activated it without all that bluster. And yet, here you are. Damn, does she already know about it? Or about that student from before? But if she already knows what would activate it, she wouldn't hide it. Because if you know what activates my curse, there's no way you'd set it off yourself. So, she must not know yet. I still have a chance. Listen. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. About what? Talking like this instead of killing you immediately? It's just a whim of mine. What I mean to say is that you were never in a position to bargain. Oh shit, that's creepy as fuck. 1. So if I talk to her one more time, I'm dead. But I really don't know what else to do. I don't have much here with my curses. I only know about mine. Alright, I guess I'll just die. I guess I'll just die. I don't know what this thing is here. So, I never got her information, did I? I never got her name. Maybe if I just ask one more time, I'll introduce myself. Or maybe I'll talk about the curse stones again. You actually can't kill me, can you? And that strange countdown from before? It's all just a bluff to threaten me. And then I just die. I don't give in to threats, so why don't you give this up and, if that's the case, give it a try. Only one more now. Let me tell you the number. 0. Such a shame. What? This is the end for you. So it wasn't a bluff. Okay, I died. Farewell. Fire? Fire? It's so hot. It burns. Of course, that's what it was. That guy, he must have been following me, but it's already too late. Okay, wait, so... Is he part of this, or is he just watching? Ah, deceased. I died. Okay, so we have to figure that out. So it's something to do with fire. I have a lighter, but it didn't really do anything. My, Rose, you seem to have arrived at a less than favorable result. It was not all in vain, however, as you finally realized how the curse is activated. I don't, though. I don't, unfortunately. I feel dumb. You may make as many attempts as you please from the conversation with the lady. Okay. Very well, remember how to ward off the curse when you return. But bear in mind, Shogo Okie has no way of realizing it himself, so you must react for him. Can I throw myself into the river? What do I do? Okay, so I'm starting back at the beginning again. To expose myself somehow. She said she could use her curse on me anytime. I guess I've already fulfilled its conditions. Okay. Huh. Be nice if I could just jump in the water and then she can't set me on fire, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just, like, run out all the information about... I'll just keep introducing myself. I'm sorry, guys. I feel so dumb. I don't know what to do. So it's a thing with fire. There's a countdown. Now, the thing could be just don't talk to her. Like, just stay silent. Because the countdown has something to do with it. But I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to get out of this situation. This is the problem. So, I don't know. I can't move. I've had enough. 2 curse bearers. I shouldn't be carrying on like this. Is she just straight up not going to talk to me anymore? Oh no! I just wasted one. Shit. No! No! Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this up again. Alright, maybe you guys could give me a little bit of a hint. I'm a little stuck, not gonna lie. So what's it? Do I just, like, do I return to the main menu and just basically, like, don't talk to her anymore? Do I just stay silent for an indiscriminate amount of time? It feels like that one went so much faster than before. You actually can't kill me, and yeah, it's not a bluff. Yeah, okay. Well, that didn't work. So it's the thing with fire. He's saying, like, of course, as if I should have some epiphany. Do I have to set fire to the tree, maybe? Is there a way I could do that? Because I've got my lighter. Maybe that has something to do with it? The tree that doesn't die? Maybe I have to kill the tree? I don't know. This guy is making big assumptions that he thinks that I know how to do this, but I don't. I'm stuck. But unfortunately... Oh! Throw it away! Throw it away! Oh, is that what it is? Because I had the lighter on me. She activated the lighter to set myself on fire. Huh? Throw away the lighter. Ah, why did I suddenly get the impulse to do it? Yes, throw it away. Okay, okay. Not sure why, but here goes nothing. Ah, So I was right about it being the lighter, but I had the opposite idea. Huh? Oh, what did you just... Why throw your lighter away all of a sudden? Hey, huh? Well, I just kind of felt like it. Oh, that's creepy. How? Why is she losing it all of a sudden? Could that lighter have been what fulfilled the condition of her curse? But why? How did I... Oh, there we go. You've driven me crazy. You have driven me crazy. Oh, that one was... I should have realized it with the fire. I didn't realize that she was using the fire on me to activate it. What does that have to do with this whole, like, thing with the tree? This can't be. My Shuichi. I mean, I feel for her. I feel for her because she definitely has a better reason to save somebody than me. I feel like everybody so far. I don't know who that teenager was trying to revive, but I feel like this woman had the... I feel bad to put someone's life above another's, but a girl you just met versus somebody's son. I mean, to me the choice is pretty obvious. Who is the more important person in someone's life? Alright, Ryogoku Bridge. Hey, quick question for you. What the... Sorry, this is sudden, but I've got to ask. You don't mind, do you? Are you a curse bearer? Man. All of... Oh, did I get it mixed up? Hers isn't the beach one? Oh. I was going based on... Oh. Was hers the one with the fire? Here I was going based... I guess because I made these... I'm dumb. I thought it was because of, like, they were in a garden. So I thought it was... I was going back off the wrong assumption. To be fair, I don't know if it would have made a difference if I had had the right one picked. I'm dumb sometimes. But anyway, so this guy also just straight up just calling me out. What? So this is the reed one, right? Let's look into this one. One-sided reed, right? Yeah, Ryogoku Bridge. Oh no, I don't think it was the Taiko. It was, which one did I just do? Yeah, okay. So, Ryogoku Bridge. Cut the arm and leg off one side of the body, then threw it into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along that canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Right? This is the right one? Ryogoku Bridge? Okay, so I'm guessing that's the part of the body, right? Is this his curse echo? Why would he out himself as a curse bearer like that? Don't tell me it has something to do with it activating his curse. Alright, let's look around. The large bridge here is called Ryogoku Bridge. Crossing the river leads to Nihonbashi Bakurocho in Chuo City. Okay, second oldest of the bridges spanning the Sumida River behind Senju Ohashi during the Great Fire in 1657, which destroyed 60 to 70% of Edo. Lots of stuff about fires, huh? Many drowned in the Sumida River attempting to swim away from the flames, resulting in the building of bridges to be a major focus of the reconstruction efforts. Okay, Two Nations Bridge. Bridge was rebuilt. Okay. Alright. Making it obvious he's a curse bearer himself. What is he trying to pull? Maybe he's confident he can activate his curse before I activate mine, so I have to be careful. How should I respond here? I'll say, alright, let's just get it all out in the open. Yeah, I'm a curse bearer. I appreciate the honesty. I just want to have a nice, calm little chat. The name is Yutaro Nabagaki. My curse echo was the foot washing mitt. Wait, what? Oh, I thought his was going to be because it was at the bridge. Okay. Alright, so that's a completely different one. Okay, this is... Oh, unless he's lying. Maybe he's lying about it to get me to trip up. A foul-smelling wind rattled the house. Suddenly, a giant foot drenched in blood smashed through the ceiling. Wash, it commanded. After the servants carefully washed the foot, it returned from whence it came. Fixing the roof, it had broken. A man who had been visited by the foot every night asked a friend to trade houses with him. That night, the foot stopped appearing. Like, maybe, I guess, yeah, because it's like the bottom of half of someone, like their feet. I don't know. I feel like... Right? Like, isn't it... I would think it would be the other one about the reeds. I feel like he's throwing me off. But it says right there, foot washing mansion. The young man encountered at Ryogoku Bridge. He didn't hide the fact he was a curse bearer. Let's hope this one goes better than the last one, a chat. I'm not going to curse first and ask questions later just because we're both curse bearers. I've got a little more class than that. I hope you're smart enough to extend me the same courtesy. Fine, chat away. Thank you. Good to know I'm dealing with someone reasonable. Oh no. Revealing Storm says, I won't figure this one out right away. Well, considering the last one took me a while, I'm a little nervous about this one. The canal where the one-sided reed grew is supposed to be somewhere around here. Yeah, right? It's the one-sided reed. But now there's no trace of it. I feel like this guy is trying to... Oh! What? Who are you? Were you trying to sneak up on me? What the... How did you... Oh, don't mind me. Yutaro said he wants to talk. You'd better answer quickly before... Well, you know. Who are you, bitch? You were trying to... What? Are you guys, like, tag teaming me? What's going on here? Okay, let's talk. Let's talk, I guess. Let's save, actually, because apparently this is going to be a hard one. What do you want? Right, I'll cut straight to the chase. Will you join forces with me? Join forces to gather soul dregs? Yeah, you're using your curse because there's someone you want to resurrect too, right? In that case, it'd be more effective for the two of us to work together than to do it yourself. Think about it. We could split the work, and then we'd have two kinds of curses at our disposal. Oh, who's this woman behind me also? Working together? I hadn't thought about that before. Can the soul dregs in one curse stone be moved to another? This is a fundamental requirement for this to work. Well, we'll have to test it, and I can't do that alone either. I see. Alright, let's say fine. Alright, if working together helps us both get what we want, maybe it's not a bad idea. Thanks, glad to be dealing with someone who can think things through rationally. But there's something I need to know in advance. Tell me, how many soul dregs do you have right now? Right, I have some, of course. I'm more than competent, after all. I'm asking you how many. I'm at 1%. Oh, get on my level, dude. Don't worry about that. My curse is so easy to activate. I'll have plenty in no time. I bet you haven't managed to get any on your own, have you? Look at this dude. What am I at? I'm at 92%. I just need to kill this guy, and I'm done. That's it. Huh? Say what? This'll be the quickest game ever. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm already almost done. That's the amount of soul dregs I have in my curse stone right now. What? Nani? Wait, are you serious? You're not even close to... I literally said get on my level, and he's saying the same thing. You're not even close to being on my level. I'll keep gathering soul dregs on my own. Let's forget about this joining forces business. You've got to be kidding me. Huh, I call your bluff. Don't think you can scare me off so easily. I see. That's too bad. If you don't feel like talking, then you leave me no choice. I gave you a chance to come out of this alive. Real shame you're just gonna waste it. Wait, what? What the... Is this the voice of the curse echo? Among the 7 mysteries, the resentful memory of the foot-washing mansion is particularly strong. You can't block it out by plugging your ears. As soon as you hear the voice of my curse echo, it's the end for you. Wait, I didn't even have a chance. Okay. What? Okay. Shit. And that's... Okay. This is mere conjecture on my part, but you have a way to evade curses that no one is capable of, do you not? Fear not. You may make as many attempts as you please. From the conversation with Yutaro. Okay, so only I can do it. Remember to ward off the curse before it's activated. But bear in mind, Shogo Okie has no way of realizing it himself. Okay. I mean... I tried to, like, be good with this dude. And then my guy just had to go and be, like, all, you know, like, brag about it. This guy's quite the bold character. He's got confidence. Let's think. Let's think. A chat between 2 curse bearers. What is he trying to pull? Is it something to do with this woman? Huh. Okay, let's talk to him again. Let's see what happens if I... Okay, so we're skipping the conversation. I feel like if I say this is going nowhere, he's gonna get mad again. Sorry, there's no way I can accept your offer until I know that. Who's to say you won't run away while we're in the middle of testing it? That's not the face of a sane man. Well, you're just gonna have to trust me. Or do you think you can collect them all yourself? Okay, so he's doing that again, 92%. Okay. It's just gonna go exactly the same way. Okay, so it happened again. Alright. Okay, so you can't block it out by plugging your ears. As soon as you hear the voice of my curse echo, it's the end for you. Okay. So I just need to not talk to him, right? Like if I don't talk to him, he can't activate it. But I have to get him to move, like to turn away from me. Yeah, you were right. This is a toughy one. It got my hopes up. I was so confident. The first two were so easy. These ones have been a little bit trickier. Okay. Let me go into the files. You know, the funny thing is you think it would be a thing about like talking, right? Or like a sound. You think it would be the Fool's Procession was the thing about like music, like sound. Wait, hold up. I remember when I first played this, I was adjusting the audio and there was one for voices. And then somebody was like, well, there's no voices. And there hasn't been. There's been no, yeah, voice volume. There has been no voices, really. Hold on. If I mute all this, if I mute this. Maybe I... Okay, if this works, this'll be amazing. Okay. Okay, let's say this is going nowhere. Skip. Please, because I don't know what else to do at this point. Okay, oh no, it's still happening. What are you... You can't block it out by plugging... No, it's happening the same way. It worked! A voice? I don't hear any voice. Oh my gosh, yes! Okay, this game just elevated itself. I love it. I love games that do that, break the fourth wall. Fantastic. What if I switched it back and I turned the volume up and then just died immediately? This is like... I love games that do this. This is like when I would play certain DS games, 3DS games, where you use the two screens. Like there was one, it was called, I think, Trace Memory, where you had to like stamp something. And then there was like Pokemon games where there was like the one Pokemon where you had to flip it upside down to evolve it. I love shit like this. You just gotta think outside the box, right? It's like the dude said, it's like it's things only I would be able to do. There's no way, and yet there he is, perfectly unharmed. You know what? I probably wouldn't have got that. It was just like somebody telling me at the beginning when I was adjusting the volume, when there was like, I said, oh, there's a thing for voice volume, and then somebody commented being like, there's no voice acting. And I was like, well, why is that there? This is why. Yes! I don't completely understand it myself, but his curse's conditions don't seem to have been met. This is my chance. Yutaro, your curse won't work on me. I'll let you off easy today, so get the hell out of here. You son of a... Fine, I'll just be on my way then. Your 1% soul drag ass, get over here. I got it. Yes! Okay, let's turn it back now. I think we should hopefully be... You know what? No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait just in case. How is this? What's up with this girl, too? I never figured out what was going on with this woman. How is she... She disappeared. So I have it. I'm at 100% now, right? I should be able to resurrect her. Alright. I guess the voice volume, we can just keep it at 0, right? Doesn't matter. I'll keep it up anyway. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, apply. I like this game so much. I love it. I love it. I love it when games do a little something different there. Thank God, now I've gotten the last of the soul dregs I need. I'm assuming there's more to the game than this, because I think this game is like, what, at least 10 hours long? I've been playing for maybe 3.5 hours total? Was that just coincidence? He wasn't able to activate his curse for some reason. Oh, that's right, because he doesn't know, because I'm the one who did it. Things are going well. Luck must be on my side. I should check my curse stone. It should have gained a lot just now. What the... Wait, he's dead? What? I mean, what? Okay. I guess the game did start off with him being found dead. So it wasn't like it was a surprise, but okay, I guess this is what they're talking about with this is how the game goes longer. Story chart unlocked. Well, that's kind of unfair. Did I give up my life so she could survive? Is that part of it? Pardon the interruption, but I'd like to take this chance to tell you about the story chart. This is the screen which will appear when you open the story chart. From here, not only can you see the overall structure of the current story, you can also progress along different branching routes by playing past stories over again. Ah, we could call this exactly the power that Shogo Okie has sought. So I had to go back and be able to save her? Normally, you'd have been able to use the story chart feature freely. However, due to certain circumstances, it has been locked until now. From here on, you will return to the story chart from time to time at breaks in the story. At those times, you'll choose for yourself which story you wish to continue next. Ah, I like this. Okay. Alright. By the way, should you use the story chart to replay a past event, do you know what you must do and where? Of course you do. After all, you've gotten this far. What trigger did Yoko Fukinaga set off that led her to her dying the way she did? You've come this far several times, so I have every confidence you'll be alright. As long as you make sure not to do that thing. Oh. Because I turned my back on her, right? However, like with the lighter and voice earlier, Shogo Okie has no way of knowing that himself. On that note, I am curious. Have you determined how many people Shogo Okie has killed with his curse? Okay. So he killed... well, I guess if he killed if he killed the girl. If that was him, so that's 1. And then there was that detective guy, so 2. There was the high school girl, 3. There was the dude who took me into that darkness, so that's 4. There was the girl at the park, so 5. And then there was this dude. Oh no. That's... I count 6 people, but... let's save. Is it 5? Maybe it's like maybe it's a trick question, like certain people I didn't kill. I'll say 5. I see. So that's your understanding of things. As it turns out, the correct answer is, did he kill none? 1. Well, that's all. Oh, so he only killed 1 person. I guess, is it a thing where it's like the curse stone was the one who killed, not him? Please continue the story at your leisure. That's interesting. Okay, so it gave me that hint about, so far I've only killed 1 person. Okay, so here's the part. So I just have to not turn my back on her. Okay, something is happening. Okay, let's do something's happening. Whoa. Oh, wait. Okay. So I want to not turn my back. Don't turn my back. Something's got Yoko rattled. I'm going to talk to her. Yoko, you okay? What's wrong? Stay with me. No, this can't be. I feel eyes on my back. I can't move. Is there something behind me? No, because when I turn around, right? That is... I assume that that's the thing that's going to set it off, so I can't. So she's in no condition to talk. Keep yelling her name. There we go. Huh? What? Is calling her name really going to help? I'm already yelling as hard as I can. Shouldn't I look for what's causing this? There's nothing there. Okay, I like this. I like this. It's like the, it's like time travel games or something where it's like I can go into the past using the information that I've got from the future and use it to change the timeline. I love that shit. Yoko, hang in there. Look at me. You're going to be okay. It's all right. There's nothing there. Yoko. All right, there we go. Nice. Shogo cries Yoko's name in a desperate attempt to wake her as she lies unmoving on the ground. Will his pleas get through to her? So we did save her after all. So I guess I had to die in order to be able to go back and save her. Huh? Oh, good, you're awake. What? Are you okay? You were so rattled and confused. I thought you'd really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Do you have a headache? Or your humor's off balance? Wait, what'd you say? I think I've heard that before. You're the one who said it earlier. Oh, right, that might have been it. My humors were off balance. So I'm guessing Shogo, like, doesn't have memories about what happened. He just has kind of, like, these subconscious thoughts about, like, what do I do to fix the situation? What, back there? You ended up like that because of your humors? Yeah, I've heard that at this age, your humors being even a little bit off can be fatal. I'm glad you're back to normal. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. But I really don't remember what happened. So that's interesting. Apparently the answers can change because Revealing Storm said that the guy said the answer was 4. So is that just randomized from person to person? I was thinking, like, is the only person that I actually killed Yoko? But that's kind of weird. Interesting. It sounds like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow. What, are you backing out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me and I'm worried about you. Let's call off today's investigation. Oh, come on, I just started feeling back to normal. Nope, not happening. Go home. I'll even pay your cab fare, okay? There we go, we got to save her, in our own way. I ended up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. So, to placate her, I promised I'd search the park on my own for a little while longer. Nice, I like this, okay. Worried about Yoko after her bizarre incident, Shogo decides to call off their investigation into the mysteries for the night. Despite her stubborn objections, he manages to persuade her by offering to continue the search on his own. Oh, 5 a.m. My dude's been out for so long. Is she really worth it? That's what I have to say this whole time. Is she worth all this? She has no idea what I did for her. In further news... Oh, come on! I died? Shit. Well, like I said, that's what happened, right? Yep, that's what happened at the very beginning of the game. So either she dies or I die, huh? Wasn't worth it, man. Maybe she should have died. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area at around the same time. Was I got by one of the curse bearers? Alright. So all that was just like the what's the word I'm thinking of? Not the prequel, but like that was all just the intro, but it's got me hooked. I mean, you guys know this. I'm really liking this so far. That sound one was especially very cool. And the one with the lighter, once I realized, I'm like, oh, I feel dumb for not getting that. It's just like that aha moment. And then when you figure it out, you feel so... You're like, yeah, I'm so smart. And some of them are just, like that girl, didn't give me much trouble at all. I was actually kind of hoping there'd be more of a fight. Well done in your efforts thus far. This brings Shogo Okie's story to a close. Oh, what? So we can't save him? Ah, but this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The roots of the three protagonists have now been unlocked. Ah, so we get to learn more about this girl. So she was not lying. Oh, shit. Kidnapped and murdered. Haru Shigima. Shigima? A woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. That's awful. Tetsuo, Suts, oh my gosh, why are these names so hard? Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Oh, this girl that we barely got to see at all. So Shogo's not even... He's just a nothing character now. He's just dead. Like, okay. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead. A girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these 3 storylines will reveal the full nature of all that's occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Alright, interesting. Yes, Final Crush, Prologue, that's the word I meant. I was having trouble with words there. Okay, cool. Alright, I guess we'll go with Haruhi first. When the son of Haruhi Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Haruhi has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. Alright, so we get to see the detective again. May those who mock fires perish in flame. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. You've acquired the power of the curse stone, the haunting clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire, or a fire-starting device on their person. That's a very specific stipulation. That's hard. That is difficult. I guess you have to hope that the people that you're gonna kill are smokers. Okay, the haunting clappers. Yeah, if I aim... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was trying to figure out, like, what was her thing? As the evening bell rings, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight, there's a lot of... Yeah, I've been saying there's a lot of fire-related ones. Tonight, the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together. Clack, clack. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of the second pair of clappers, he never finds them. So it'll be interesting with the high school girl, because we never even figured out what her power was. Maybe she just didn't want to kill. She just gave up so quickly. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. And then, what's up with the detective? Was he a curse bearer the whole time? Or is he just trying to figure out the mystery? I'm assuming he was going to be a curse bearer. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Back with me, ma'am? Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Oh boy, sweet dreams. Oh, this is so creepy. She's so creepy. Okay, now we get some more information about her. So, by process of elimination, she has the haunting clappers. Housewife who resides in a manor near Shimoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case. I wonder if that's related to the police detective. Maybe he was the one. This dude, Tetsuo. A mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Haruhi to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. So that's why he was behind her. And that's what I saw. Shogo. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Haruhi's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency. So damn, that's crazy that, like, her family are all like police, and yet her son was still killed because of the incompetence of police. Her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haruhi's marriage grew cold, Though she wants for nothing, she's isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haraway a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Haraway spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Haraway's husband was transferred to another area for work, and now rarely returns home, with Haraway left to live in the large, empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of the housework, Haraway has nothing but time on her hands. So I'm guessing this dude has something to do with it. I mean, so he's the chief inspector. So yeah, I'm guessing there's a connection. So let's see. So she had a curse echo. Okay, so Shogo. So we don't know his, but we do. The foot washing match. So we'll be able to, like, process of elimination, maybe figure out what the other people's are. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. I love how he's a private detective and he couldn't stand out more. Like, he's not at all trying to be inconspicuous. The telephone. This mansion has a private line. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. I'm just looking at everything but him. The guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. Alright, Richter Kai, the eccentric man Shogo Okie ran into. Richter is actually a private investigator with an office in Ota City, Tokyo. After taking on a request from Haraway Shigima to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the rite of resurrection. Once a police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help those in need and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How he's still in business is a mystery, with some whispering a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective June Ario at the police academy. Okay, interesting. There's the more connections. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations entailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. His biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds, and can frequently seen searching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office in the care of Amamori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter. Alright, interesting. Okay, that was a lot of backstory for this dude. Okay, Azure Heron Agency. He has a thing for birds, I guess, like a heron is a type of bird, Azure. People are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book, alphabetically. He decided to pick a name starting with A. Questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. He's a bird dude. After all, rather than an Azure heron, Richter keeps a white parrot as a pet and dresses not in blue but mostly in white. If there is a symbolic connection to be made here, it surely has been lost on all but himself. Alright. Let's get into the story. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly start spacing out, and the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was about? Well, where to start? Is she just straight up gonna tell him? Be like, I heard a voice. Oh, she is. Interesting, very interesting. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So, it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe, but I guess I have to now. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. My heart is still racing. This is it. My chance at long last. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence. It isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment that curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched into my soul, along with the curse echo's resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago, wreath and flame writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. So that's interesting. So that whole countdown, that was not even part of her thing. She just was doing that just for fun. She just said that she's doing that on a whim. Maybe deep down she wanted to give him a chance. Maybe she doesn't want to kill people. She said it herself. Like, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty, but she'd rather just take somebody's curse stone. So maybe she was kind of hoping that Shoujo would stop her. I don't know. It fills me with bloodlust. But the way she's talking now makes me be like, maybe not, though. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. So, yeah, like I said, you just gotta hope you have a lot of smokers in the area. If you're okay with killing hundreds of people or 100 people, I see that could be a problem. Or just hope that all of the other curse bearers just happen to have a lighter on them or some sort of fire-creating thing like I did. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me anyway. Good grief, talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there's no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead, so you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember, you were just about to tell me. Alright, the Shigima kidnapping. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida, around 1 year ago. Haruo Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light, the Shigima family was closely tied to the police. And Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official. It was quickly assumed the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haruo reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible, but her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed. Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case is long gone cold. Now that's something that actually seems like that's going to be... Oh my gosh. They're giving us a whole bunch of information here. Oh my god. Okay. The only son of Haruo Shigima, he was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. He was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Haruo, amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer, displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them to go on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Aww. Just like the detective. Okay. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found? We can make a decision. Alright guys, there's going to be a lot of talking here. I mean, there has been a lot of talking, but even more. You know, we still need to figure out what you want me to do. Okay. So, about the kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover, just to confirm a few things about the case. Police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see, northern Ryogoku River, here in Sumida City. It's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Ryogoku River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute, factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived home. It's likely he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but... Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He would never have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I knew he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible they forced him into the car. The only issue is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. That makes me think maybe it was somebody he knew. He would only get into a car with somebody he knew. So maybe it was an inside job. So, did they target him at some other time, or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? Flip the chessboard, right? The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I heard about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old books showed up recently with the gory details, and they say the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by where I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the rite. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this rite is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. And yet, when we saw him last time, he was just staring from behind, so maybe he just wanted to see if it was real, like if she was actually going to do it. A shame, huh? That's all? She's like, do you smoke by any chance? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? He's like, for the right money, I won't see an issue with it either. I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. Is that so? Dear oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? Alright, the kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get to their car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me? Yes, is if it were somebody he'd have a reason to trust. They always, like, a lot of these times with, like, anything that happens, it's usually somebody close to them. A teacher, or a relative, or somebody else he knew. But all the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew? Or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family has close ties with the police, after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You may be right, but surely that couldn't have. Well, there's a problem with that theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, no one pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. Oh, so they're saying maybe like a woman with a child lured him? That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're gonna... That happened to me one time. I was older than I care to admit. I was in my early 20s, and I remember, like, I was waiting outside for a bus, and there was, like, it was a snowstorm, just so much snow, and the bus was, like, 30 minutes late, and I was so cold. And then this woman drove up, and she had, like, a baby seat in the back. There was no baby there, and she was like, "Are you okay? Do you need a ride somewhere?" And I've literally, like, I listen to true crime stuff. I should know stranger danger. Like, that's that whole thing. Like, people do that sometimes where, like, women will work with people and they'll make it seem like they have a child to kind of, like, make you kind of, like, drop your guard. And what did I do? I got into her car and she drove me home. Thankfully, it was just a good Samaritan. She just drove me home. Nothing bad happened. But I was like, that could have ended so badly. So, yeah, it could happen. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what do you think he would have done? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for direction, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him a man has a duty to watch out for women and children. Yeah, learn from that, guys. It's just like, I've heard lots of stories about, like, serial killers, like, or just people, like, working with, usually it's like a couple, a man and a woman working together, and the woman is the one who kind of, like, lures people in so that people drop their guard. Like I said, thankfully my situation ended fine, but it could have not, so be careful out there. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays, but if Shuichi believed it, we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman, but it was a man's voice on the phone. Hey, she might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hadn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anyone see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See, what I said about people's biases? That goes for witnesses too. I definitely know that witness testimony and, like, people's memories are not good. Mine certainly isn't. And I've literally gone to school for this. Like, I've studied criminology and stuff, and I still feel like I'd be a terrible eyewitness. I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anybody had seen anything. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Alright, several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? Jonucci? I probably butchered that. Got it. Well, Jonucci, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? He's like, not a detective. How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. You'll excuse me if that caught me a little bit off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shirashi. Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. Wait, hold up. Person of interest? Did we get her name? It wasn't that one, right? What was that girl's name? Do we have the girl's name yet? Richter, Shuichi. Her name was at the beginning, wasn't it? Is it that girl? Huh, okay, anyway, we'll continue on. It's nothing like that, that girl. She's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shirashi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it, or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. That's true. You've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, you can't explain that. I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life. So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it. Exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her. I'm telling you. She's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true. Her house. It's... Ah, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Can I go back? How far back can I go? I guess that's... Yeah, I was really hoping that I was going to find out that girl. But I don't know if that was the girl at the beginning. I don't remember her name. Well, I mean, if she's a curse bear, maybe. She is a schoolgirl. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mentions of curses were just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see there might have been more to it. Then, if we could just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonuchi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then the schoolgirl is one of his students. I think that's very likely. I was wondering, I'm like, how does this this grown man know this schoolgirl? Okay, that makes sense. At last we have a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. If it makes you uncomfortable that you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bears. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I'll say that's a shame. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? Oh, so he was the one who recommended doing that. If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, then that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone would work, but we can worry about that later. Okay, so apparently her name's been brought up before. I'm trying to think of when else that name has come up. Because there's been so much information thrown at me. Maybe it was last week. I don't remember. There was the girl that a friend, right? The girl's friend that the schoolgirl is trying to bring back. Is that her, maybe? We'll table that. We'll table that. I'm sure it'll come back later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. So before, when she killed my dude, that voids the contract. He's like, I can't work with you anymore. My heart's still racing. Okay, so nothing different there. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. I still wonder who that girl was that was behind me at the bridge, if she has anything to do with any of this. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Once again, only really if somebody is near a fire or has a lighter on them. Or maybe matches. Would matches work? Like, you just have to hope that they're smokers? Although it's hard to say how that stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works in lighters, too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say the condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell somebody I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. I just love this. I love that it's just like this mind game that they all have to play with each other and not know, like, what the... You guys have been, like, referencing, like, Death Note a lot, and it's true. It's just like a back and forth mind game of just trying to convince the other person that they know more than they do, or try and convince somebody to do something that you want them to do. If only you could use the curse then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter. As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Alright, have you decided what you want me to work on? Oh, okay. Oh, you can make a decision here. I haven't saved in a while, actually. We should do that. Alright, let's say... investigate the kidnapping. Finally I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. I know we'll probably have to do the resurrection ritual stuff, or the rites of resurrection, but if we could just not do that, that would be nice. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping, although something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter of night, can you? At least until the sun rises. Could you search for the other curse bearers? All right, I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shirashi as part of the bargain. Thank you, that's more than enough. Alright, are we moving on here? Anything else? No, I guess not. So, what do we do now? Do we just sit here? A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music. Oh. Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. That's right, because the son collects them, right? It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere. He put it up just before, well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. What if he's like, can I have it? Is that rude to want it? Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Honjo from way back in set 1. This is a real collector's item. He's totally going to take it. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everybody's hearts. Story goes that they are made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Well, that's nice. Oh my gosh, I can also just find them out and about too. I was thinking, I'm like, this is going to be a collecting thing, isn't it? So what do I do at this point? I can't ask him any more questions as far as I can... Oh, never mind. I just had to find that bird. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. All right. There's no telling what kind of curses you might find out on the street tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Alright. I think we'll do this part here, and then maybe I'll wrap it up for tonight, depending on how long this is. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Haruo Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator, Richter, to find the other curse bearers. It's like how he told me to stay inside, and then I'm probably just not going to be inside for very long, because I'm like, I want to get those souls. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call if anything happened, but he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shirashi. But first I need more soul dregs. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. It's a fax machine. I rarely find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one. Like these days. That old hanging scroll. Okay. Anything else? Should I put a record on? No, it's too late. I'm not in the mood for music. Nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning it on. Man, I remember back in the day, because I'm an old lady, at a certain point of time, of nights, the TV, they're just, after a while, they would just stop playing stuff. It would just basically be like, they would just play music or like dead air. Hard to believe these days. Now there's always something on. What's this, a newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Oh gosh, there's a whole lot here. Society articles. It looks like the city's biggest problem is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Oh god, I guess we'll read all of these. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Ah, the good old days, huh? Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all sorts of new diversions. I feel like the game is mocking us at this point. It's like, oh yes, good for you baby boomers with your good, economy and being able to own stuff. Must be nice. Seems like only yesterday people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens, but now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everybody's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage, but now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country has gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into universities has gotten fierce. The new generation's rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It will only remind me of him. So I'm going to proceed to read more. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box, but Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. I need to distract myself. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. Maybe reading the newspaper will take my mind off things. I just did. Oh, don't tell me I have to keep reading. Ugh. There's one thing Honjo never wants for its horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead. In a local park just the other day. That's related to the chief of police, right? Because he said that there was like one of his cops like died. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school. I remember a local... there we go. So now we're getting the connections between the people we're going to be following their stories. I remember that high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. Oh, but no, this can't be her. It's her. It is her. She's the one who died, was the girl that she thinks might be involved with her son. Her name. Aha! So yes, that was the mention. That's the girl that I'm guessing our girl's trying to bring back. Michio Shirashi from Komagata High School. It can't be. Oh, finally. There we go. This is the information we needed. Michio Shirashi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week. But that means Mr. Janucci was terrified of someone who already died. Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? Man, back in the day when you didn't have cell phones. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I've made sure the receiver's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Oh, that must be him. Hello, Shigima residence. Oh no, what if it's a curse bearer? Probably not, but... Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. Please go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. This is going to be so crazy to see it from, like, the other point of view. Like, me trying to get... that I'm going to be the one trying to kill the dude I just played as first. A tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. Except we know he's not a curse bearer because he barely gave us any soul dregs. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse... Wow. 40%, huh? Sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Wargasue Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soldier eggs, I bet. He'd make a good target. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, the two of those together. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. It looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though, it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soldier eggs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Me too. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved. Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park has got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. It might be it was a curse that did the guy in. Ah, the guy, huh? Is that Shogo, or is he dead in this timeline, I'm guessing? And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. Because they said a middle-aged guy. I'm like, I don't think we've run into him yet, have you? I think he might be a new character. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. This will be interesting because if I encounter at least the dude by the bridge, I know exactly what to do with him. And then there's... But then we've got some new people. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai, Investigator Extraordinaire. An Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to... Oh, I'm wondering if the middle-aged guy, maybe he's the guy who is to do with the light. Because we didn't actually see him, did we? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. So, I'm wondering how this is going to work because we already know how to tackle them. And that's part of the fun of this game, is trying to figure out what their curse stone, what it does, and how to get past it. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that will get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. The Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Oh, that's where her son was found, right? Yeah, right. I should have guessed. This was where they found him after he went missing, all alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think of is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then, and I prayed to the river to give him back, to give back my son, day after day after day. You think hers would be more, the one that would, like, be more fitting for her would be the one related to the river, the one that my dude had, but I guess you don't get to pick your curse. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world would meet next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meraki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland to town, people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the shore, and stop it from leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, you saying that Honjo's a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries of their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there was ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Oh gosh. Sorry, I'm not gonna read all that. We gotta wrap things up pretty soon. I'm excited. I'm having spaghetti tonight. I'm very excited. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? She's like, time for a long backstory. Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. And it was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons. Oh my god, just floating. Ugh! Jesus! And one day, amongst the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. This escalated. Holy shit. What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? Although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar, and that they could tell had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Holy shit. Wait, are you talking about the Nijima murders? So you've heard of them. I'm impressed. This is going to be important, I'm guessing. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Okay, this I'm interested in. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it belonged to a missing female high school student. As it appeared to have been severed deliberately, the police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made it impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other women had gone missing in recent years. Oh, wow, now we're dealing with a potential serial killer, too. And it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, so the police were unable to open inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumachika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nijima testified he'd snatched his victim from the street and confined her into the underground storeroom of his... I lost it here. To the underground storeroom of a shop which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, and severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious. Oh my god. She screamed silently behind her sealed lips. He proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees. Oh! Is this based on like a real thing that happened? Working its way inward slowly and methodically. Oh my gosh, just imagine like slowly being sliced to death. Well, you can't even scream. Oh, his victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nijima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Nijima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me, I know it was wrong." Was he affected by a curse, maybe? In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggested he committed several crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to life. Damn, that got real dark. And we were talking about child murder not that long ago. Holy cow. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nijima murders. Wow. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur, a wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny, everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it into the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw them in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumachika Nijima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. People began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. They did say murders, like, plural, so the police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid the area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nijima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. Well, she said that, didn't she? I thought that she'd already said that, but okay. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nijima to justice. That was the only... I mean, she went into so much detail about the hand. I thought she said right at the beginning she was the one who found it floating. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. I guess it wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. That was, Oh, we have more information, huh? We're still going on about this river? I have nothing but awful memories of it. Okay, good. I was like, I don't know how much more I could take. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shirashi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week, that was her. I heard something like that had happened. I never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally got a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Junochi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put my money on him having something to do with her death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. Maybe, were they working together, maybe? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? I'll say I can guess. I can't say for certain, but... silenced her. With murder? What if Mr. Junichi silenced Michio Shirashi with murder? What do you think? I see, so you think Miss Shirashi's death might not have been suicide. That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. Might be a little far-fetched. Ah, oh, darn it, okay. Maybe it's blackmail? Here, we'll save. Although point dwelling on speculation, the truth will come out in time. Oh, maybe she blackmailed him so he killed... Either way, there's something going on with the two of them. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Junichi. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate themselves into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But, to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My, the way you put it. It's like you're saying, Fumichika Nijima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Nijima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see she's like, I had time for me to kill him, maybe? He'd be a good sacrifice. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. Oh shit, a janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nijima. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered. I told myself I was seeing things. But perhaps... Perhaps it was him after all. She's like, I'm gonna go pay him a visit. So, what next? The big question now is, what will the rest of the curse bearers, what are they up to? Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Suspend? What does suspending do? Does that mean we can move on to, like, I guess another story? Maybe that's it. Maybe we move on to the next story. Oh, you cannot currently progress any further. Okay. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will return you to the story chart. Okay. That's interesting. So it will let us know, like... So we can't go any further right now. Alright, well, that's a good place to wrap it up then, because we're kind of stuck there for now. I'm really liking this. I definitely ran into some tricky ones this time, but really cool, especially that whole thing with the music or the sound. That was really cool. So I really like the way it plays with your environment. It plays with like the fourth wall sometimes. I like now that we've got even more people to work with, and then we can go and get the backstories of the other curse bearers and get more information about them, why they're doing it, and how it's going to work out. So I am really liking this game so far. This is one of the more interesting visual novels I've played, and I'm like, I just want to keep playing, but we're going to have to wrap it up for today. So we'll probably continue this next Wednesday, 5 p.m., my usual live stream schedule. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good time watching this. I really liked it as always. Yeah, gonna wrap it up here. Can't wait to get into the other stories. So hopefully you guys will join me next week for the continuation of this. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see you guys for the next live stream. Until then, bye.